Hello everyone! Today we're getting ready to go to the 20th annual vegan Thanksgiving potluck. And so last night I made up some Austrian potato salad. We'll make a recipe on this later, but basically we just peeled 4 pounds of potatoes and steamed them real quick, and then threw in a thing of sliced up onion and some water and vinegar and salt and pepper and a little bit of sugar, and that's what you end up with. And I guess the reason I equate this to a Thanksgiving thing is because all throughout my childhood my mom always made this Austrian potato salad for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there it is. And then I decided we should make up some bread. So I'm going to make up 3 loaves of, I don't know, I guess like a Italian, French, probably more of a French bread. It's 1 o'clock now and we're going to leave at 4:15, so plenty of time. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, between all the rise times and such. So what I've got in here is 4 cups of flour. I've got about 4 teaspoons of yeast, a little less than a teaspoon of salt, actually about a half teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of water. So we'll throw the yeast and salt in here first. You can put sugar in as well, but it's not really necessary. Most of the flour has enough to feed the yeast and get things going in there anyway. So then what I do is run the mixer for just a little bit to get the dry stuff. I interrupted myself. Run the mixer for a little bit to get the dry stuff mixed up, and then take my water. I'm going to set the mixer on a low speed, and I'm just going to pour the water in slowly so it'll get incorporated with the flour. And then we have to run the mixer for about 5 to 10 minutes to get everything kneaded. But that way I don't have to knead it by hand. So I will get that started and then just cut that section out so you don't have to sit and watch 5 minutes of kneading. Alright, so we've had our dough kneading for about 5 minutes now. I'm going to drop this down. It's been probably about 7 minutes, but first couple minutes is just getting all the stuff incorporated. It'll still be a little bit sticky. Like if you jam your fingers down into it, you can get them to stick a little bit. They'll stick to the bowl a little bit, but you will be able to pick it up and drop it without getting a bunch on your fingers. Then what I do is grab your olive oil. Doesn't matter what kind of oil, but put about a teaspoon into the bottom of it there, and just to keep it from sticking. And then I just take it and smear all around the outside, using the dough ball as my smearer, or you should smearer. So there. So we have this in here. We'll throw a towel over this and let it sit for about 20 minutes, and doesn't need to go in the oven or anything else, just, you know, let it sit. And then we'll bust it down into 3 balls, press it out into some flats, and then roll them up into loaves. And we've got this pan, has holes in the bottom of it, which is nice, then the bread actually cooks underneath and such. And that's it. So we'll be back in a minute. Alright, so our dough's done rising. It's first round of rising. And I've got my board out to press the dough out on and make my loaves. Like I said, it's still gonna be a little bit greasy from being just that little bit of oil. Break it into thirds here as best I can. So there's our 3 dough balls. We'll just put them back in here. Now, all you have to do is press this out, kind of roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just trying to get it out into kind of a uniform rectangle here. about the size of our loaf pan. It's okay if it's a little bit smaller or bigger, either way. And then just kind of roll it up. Once you have it rolled out into your loaf, kind of grab each end. You just take the top and just pull it out a little bit and squeeze it underneath, and then just kind of mash the whole thing together. Do that on both ends. It just finishes the end. It's not necessary, but might as well make it look nice, right? So just throw it straight on this loaf pan. It is like a non-stick surface. I wasn't able to find just a straight stainless steel one. So if you know where one is, let me know. But regardless of whether it was non-stick or not, when I make pizzas, I don't grease the pan or anything either. Just press it onto there and away you go. It doesn't stick. The little bit of oil that's on the outside of the dough is all you need. So, and then when you're making your dough, it should be, you should be able to do this with it. If you can't, you didn't knead it long enough. Or you made it too wet or too dry or whatever. It's one of those things you just get used to as you make a bunch of it. And I don't know if you can see this, all I'm doing is rolling it up. Just basically take and then you can stretch it out. Just grab both ends and stretch it a little bit to get it to the size you want. Again, squeeze in the ends and lay it in your loaf pan. So there's our 2 loaves so far. And the final one. On the meetup thing, it said they wanted you to bring recipes along to tell what's in your, or at least an ingredient list to tell what's in your stuff that you're bringing with. So hopefully this will qualify on the video of it being made. So you can even see that my stuff is clean. That one's not quite. That's the other thing. If you end up getting one side a little fatter than the other side skinnier, you can just kind of grab it from the end of the skinny point and just kind of give it a little stretch. Make it right. And if it's a little too long, that's okay too. You just kind of squeeze it back together. And then while it's rising, it'll figure it out. So, there we go. Stretch this one out a little bit more. So there's our 3 loaves. I'm not sure exactly how long that took, but probably a couple minutes. Let's look at the timer. It says about 4 minutes from the time I started. So, probably only about 3 minutes to make the loaves. About a minute each. So, yeah. And really simple, just, 4 ingredients. You got flour, water, salt, and yeast. And there's a little sprinkle of olive oil. So, I guess we'll come back when it's ready to bake. It takes about 20 minutes. I'm going to turn the oven on to 350, let it warm up, and we'll let this stuff rise for the next 20 minutes. And then we will throw it in the oven and let you guys see what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, now it's the last step for our bread. It's been rising for about 20 minutes. The oven's at 350. You can see the loaves have filled in good. They're about like we expect. They'll probably go about 50% bigger than this. Just gonna throw them in the oven. It'll take about 25 minutes to bake, and I'll be back with you guys then. Bye. Alright, our bread's all cooked. It's done baking. It's been in here for 25 minutes about. And so there's our bread. And you'll note, even though I put no grease or anything down, it's all nice and loose on here. So I'll just go ahead and throw my towel back over it, the one I had over for it to rise. Just throw that over it for now, and keeps a little bit of moisture in. It'll soften up the crust nicely, and then we'll probably just cut it in half and throw it into some bags to bring with us. And then, so about an hour and 15 minutes we'll be leaving. So I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video, get it up before we leave. And if you guys could subscribe, like it, give me some comments, that'd be great. I'll see you around. Bye.